Hello, hello, one and all. Welcome to this presentation of Crosspoint Dota. I'll be your main broadcaster, Penguin, and joining me is Robin Roll. How you doing, Rob?
I'm alright. Hopefully you can hear me this time.
Yeah, no, you're good, you're good. Joining us in this game, we have GOTEM City versus Vino Veritas, teams from Canada and somewhere, I believe Vino Veritas is Russian, and we're going to see some quick bans coming out. Shadow Demon, Keeper of the Light coming out from GOTEM City, and Lone Druid and Bat Rider from Vino Veritas. Very standard bans, but this allows the Wisp IO to get through.
I speak for the
It'll be very interesting to see if they're going to synergize this with Tiny, CK, or one of the other. Even Dragonite has been picked up. And to counter that, we have Nature's Prophet and Luna fast picks coming out. We got global abilities, Gyrocopter coming out for GOTEM City as we go into the second ban phase. Global abilities coming out from both teams. Big ultimates in the Eclipse, as well as Nature's Wrath, Call Down, and Relocate. All very good picks.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see how they run this IO. I think it's the first time in this tournament we've seen it played, so I am interested to see how, because you can't just pick up and play with IO. It does take practice and a lot of meshing together of the team.
Yeah, that's very, very true. IO has a very high skill ceiling, but once you have that synergy going, very viable hero, and it also forces your opponents to play much more passively. If you're caught out in a lane, very easy pickoffs, very easy way to get your carry fed. And now we see in our second ban phase, we have a Darkseer coming out. Very viable hero. He had a slight nerf in 6.78 with vacuum cooldown going from, I think, 22 to 26 seconds. Otherwise, not a real big change. He's still a force to be reckoned with Ion Shell dealing 90 damage per second at max level. You can really put him anywhere, jungle, mid, short lane, long lane. He can go anywhere. Lina, the support, getting banned out. Interesting though, they banned the Shadow Demon, so all the synergy that comes with Disruption is normally through Lina and Leshrac. Granted, Vino Veritas doesn't have any supports picked, and they ban out the Chen. Very, very potent early game hero, especially later game with the Hand of God, depending on how the Chen builds. Now we see the Leshrac come out and countered immediately by a Sven pick.
And I am surprised that Vino Veritas didn't ban out anything that synergizes well with the Wisp, instead looking for those off-lane and those jungle support heroes.
And Visage coming out as our pick from GOTEM City. I personally love Visage. He also has a very high skill ceiling with the familiar control. And it's funny how nothing has really changed about Visage, yet he's gone on a tear recently. In the in the Eastern qualifiers, he was something around 18-5 when he started getting picked up, and now he's starting to see a large proliferation, even seeing the occasional ban. And Vengeful Spirit, another hero, one of my there's your Chaos Knight coming out. The Vengeful Spirit as well. She received a little bit of a buff in her base strength gain. Her base strength has gone up, as well as her strength gain per level, and I personally felt she really needed that. Her attack range is not very good, and so as a result of that,
10 seconds
she needed something to stick around in the lane. And now it looks like this is going to be a Sven Vengeful Spirit Luna tri-lane with double stun from Stormhammer, as well as Magic Missile coupling with Lucent Beams, excuse me, making it a very potent, aggressive tri-lane.
Yeah, and as you can see, the Luna has the Luna Blessing, which is just a bonus damage added, and then you get the Vengeful Aura coming up from the Vengeful Spirit, which is a percentage of the damage. So watching those stack, it's going to be very interesting to see if, this Luna and the Vengeful Spirit isn't shut down, how much damage they're actually going to be able to do between them.
Well, and that's where you used to have the Aura strat coming out from Vengeful Spirit, Drow, and Beastmaster. So it's like they may go that. They may pick up the Beastmaster. They do still need a mid if they have their tri-lane and a jungler or off-laner. In this situation, though, I highly doubt you're going to put your Nature's Prophet against a Wisp CK in their short lane. Very easy kills to set up on the Nature's Prophet between Chaos Bolt and Tether Stun, as well as Balls the Face. Not a whole lot Nature's Prophet will be able to do to counter that. It also looks like we may have a Gyrocopter mid, or the CK Wisp could go mid. The dual lane potential is very large with GOTEM City.
It is, and I'm interested to see how they lane, like you say. I would expect the Wisp CK to go mid, or to form that tri-lane, and maybe put the gyrocopter in the mid and the off lane. Gyrocopter mid would be better for me because, again, he can take that second carry role once he gets a bit of farm, and he can really start to expand on that with the roam and the ganks on the call down and the homing missile.
Yeah, and he really gets those. If he goes mid, he gets the levels much faster. It gives him, or even you put him in a solo lane, he just gets those levels a lot faster. He gets the call down quicker, gets more flat cannon shots. We see Magnus and Queen of Pain coming up, both opting to ban out mids. Queen of Pain, incredibly versatile hero with her blink ability. It has a 6-second cooldown at max level and allows you to blink 1150 range, so a blink dagger for less mana, a little bit marginally less range, and half the cooldown. Very strong hero also with her burst from Scream of Pain and Sonic Wave. And everybody knows Magnus, reverse polarity, teamfight god. He did receive a slight nerf with the amount of overall damage that reverse polarity does. In my opinion, a much needed nerf. And as a result, Vino Veritas is now searching for their mid, as well as GOTEM City may be. So who do you think they're going to pick up?
I'd like to see the puck come out, maybe on Vino Veritas, and again the Luna and the Vengeful Spirit auras would stack well on that.
There's your Beastmaster, called that out. Glad to see it work. They're going with the aura strat.
Aura strat, too strong. And a Warlock.
Whoa, did not see that pick. Now we have our Warlock. I can't see them putting... It looks like we have some dual lanes coming out. Gyrocopter with the Visage, Chaos Knight and the Wisp, putting the Warlock in the solo mid. Sometimes we've seen the Warlock go Midas first and very quickly pump out that Aghanim Scepter Refresher Orb combination. Having 4 golems walking around is just too strong. However, with the Beastmaster dual axes and his what's this spell called? Call of the Wild, with his Hawk and his Boar, he should be able to manage rune control fairly efficiently. And so now we'll get into the teams. I'll take care of the Radiant side. We have Chicken MC, the captain of GOTEM, taking up the Gyrocopter. We have a 5-man smoke gank coming out. Orbit on the Warlock, Corey on the Chaos Knight, and Lopert on the Wisp, as well as the Chief Dota on the Visage.
And I'll go through the die lineup. On the Luna, we have Subarak. On the Vengeful Spirit, we have Lyrics. On the Sven, and it looks like they're going for a 0-minute Roshan. We have Komek on the Sven. On the Beastmaster, excuse me, the pause window is just blocking that. We have Bayros, and on the Nature's Prophet, we have Viva Quoop, I'm going to call him.
This is awkward. That's the best. That's it. Both teams smoke ganked, trying to get out here to this Roshan, and Vino Veritas is trying to catch GOTEM City with their pants down. This is hilarious, really is what it is. Oh boy. I don't know who has stronger teamfight at level 1. I think Vino Veritas does, just because they have more stuns, as well as did Beastmaster level axes. Okay, Beastmaster hasn't gotten a level yet. Luna probably went. Okay, she went Lunar Blessing, whereas Vino Veritas or GOTEM City. And they found him. They found the Sven. They're gonna go out on him, and they know he's gonna. He's gonna get caught out. Tether stun coming out. And he goes down from the Soul Assumption. That's first blood. The Reality Rift coming in, bringing our Sven in too close, and we have a Sentry coming out, counterwarding Sven's initial ward, and that is going to throw a huge chink in Vino Veritas' plans. First blood going, I didn't see who caught it. Going to the Gyrocopter.
Take him, yeah.
So he's in a good place right now, getting first blood. He'll start off with boots very quickly. It looks like our lanes are now breaking apart. With the Visage, or excuse me, the Wisp is sitting near our bottom lane in the jungle. But yeah, Warlock is going to take up the middle lane. It looks like Gyrocopter is going to take our short lane. And moving up top, we actually have a defensive try amongst the Sven, Vengeful Spirit, and Luna. With Visage taking us, Visage and Chaos Knight are going to take the off lane. Interesting. And here we go. IO is rotating up to complete the try after he wards.
And it's interesting to note that while the gyrocopter looks like he's taken the off lane, the Nature's Prophet's just gone straight into the jungle.
Yeah, and you know, at this point though, that is probably the... I don't know who would win that lane. I mean, you have the gyrocopter flat cannon harass coming out, and so I don't know if necessarily that is the best option, considering the nerf flat cannon now only does last 30 seconds. So I feel that Nature's Prophet, if he's summoning the treants, he could at least hassle the gyrocopter. In addition to that, if Gyro tries to go on you with flat cannon, give me one sec, there we go. If gyrocopter tries to go on you with flat cannon, you can call your treants to you to deflect a lot of that damage. And right now, going up to this tri lane, we have it seems that Vino Veritas is playing a lot more passively. I mean, they're dancing around a lot more, and this is really where their tri lane hurts, though, because Chaos Knight is melee, but Visage has a 600 attack radius, 550, 600 attack radius, whereas Vengeful Spirit sits at 400, Luna sits around 400 as well, 330. They can't really harass this Chaos Knight without taking more undue harass on themselves.
And if we look to the mid lane, you can see that this Beastmaster is just being harassed down. The Warlock's got his Fatal Bonds, and the Beastmaster just can't come in close with his being a melee hero without taking a lot of harass damage.
Yeah, and in the top lane, we're going to have Luna going down, Reality Rift coming out, coupled with Fade Bolt, Balls to the Face. I think they're called Spirits. Yep, just called Spirits. And Chaos Bolt without the mana to cast it. It's just too much for these supports to handle.
It is. I'd like to point out now that the Nature's Prophet has gone back to this off lane, which is a good decision. We saw it when Executors played on character. They let on character just have the off lane all to themselves, and the carry just got farmed and farmed and farmed, and it snowballed, and there was no way for them to stop it.
Uh-oh, in the middle lane we're going to have a little bit of... Oh, and Warlock denies the Hastener, preventing Beastmaster from getting it. But no, going back to the mid lane, Warlock is actually a very viable mid between Fatal Bonds and Shadow Word. You just deal a lot of damage to the enemy hero, and there's not a whole lot he can do about it. How are you supposed to counter the harass whenever all units are taking damage, whenever other units take damage? And we have our Bottle Crow... Oh, we got a Zorse. I love it. Love the Zorse. But we have Bottle Crowing Warlock. Interesting, Vino Veritas doesn't actually have a Flying Courier yet. And going back to the bottom lane, though, yeah, I agree with you completely. It is good that Nature's Prophet is coming down here. The only problem that he has, though, is that he bought items for jungling. He bought the 4 Clarities and the or a couple Clarities, and actually he's nope, he canceled his TP, and the Tangos, and he actually came into the lane with no mana. So he struggled a little bit initially there, and you're going to see as Gyrocopter just continues to use the flat cannon and really push him under his tower.
Yeah, and it just keeps him there, though. You know, it's not snowballing. The Nature's Prophet can come in and do a little bit of harass, and I think taking those clarities, even though he was going for the jungle, it's good because then he has the mana to bring the treants back and deny the gyrocopter from being able to go in with the rocket barrage.
Yeah, exactly. Let's check out our farm real quick. This game is progressing with the Gyro leading at 24/7, and the Warlock following up. We have pings coming out. Nothing. Maybe a ward. Nope. And Warlock following up with 24/4. Conversely, our Beastmaster in the middle lane not doing so well, and he actually gets forced out of lane because they don't have the Flying Courier, so he can't Bottle Crow. He has a TP scroll, so he'll be TPing back in, but he's sitting at 9-0. Warlock is definitely having his way with him. Oh, TP's coming out. We got some action going on the top lane. Vengeful Spirit gets initiated on, but the Wisp is going to fall as well. 1-for-1 trade. Oh, Luna's casting out Lucent Beams, trying to slow down the Visage, but it's not going to be enough. And we actually have a full rotation top. Nature's Prophet TP'd from the bottom lane, and the Beastmaster TPing top as well.
Could use a little help.
Only to get one kill and trade, though.
It's interesting to see the Beastmaster rotate out of his lane before that Raw's actually up. I would have thought you would have tried to get to level 6 before going for any ganks.
No, I agree with you completely. The Roar adds so much to Beastmaster, being able to nuke a target down, as well as deal minus armor? Does it still deal minus armor? No, it doesn't deal minus armor anymore. Okay. Oh, and we're going to miss another trade, Visage for Sven. In the top lane, but yeah, Beastmaster incredibly viable mid-ganking hero, but he needs 6. Comparatively, the Warlock is at 6.5, and the Beastmaster is only at... He'll probably get it off of this creep wave. There's his level 6. But the Warlock's halfway to level 7 already, and he's actually going to drop the rock. We got Visage rotating in, Shadow Word coming out. I don't think he's going to be able to get this kill. Just not fast enough. Should have waited a little bit longer for the Visage to come in. At least he's going to be able to apply some pressure to this middle lane, but not a very good use of the rock in my opinion.
No. Yeah, I think he needed to wait until Visage was right behind him. Could catch up and get the Grave Chill off and get the Soul Assumption off and do maximum damage.
And that's another thing, is that Wild Axe's Beastmaster's nuke skill, where he launches his axes at his foes, is going to be able to deal damage to the Chaotic Offering and the Creep Wave, effectively negating the push. And in the top lane, we're going to see more action. We have a TP coming in from Nature's Prophet. Reality is being used. Gyrocopter's Flat Cannon is going to pin down. 3-second Fade Bolt coming out. Oh my goodness, this Gyrocopter is cleaning up. Flat Cannon nailing a triple kill. Sven's going to get away, but not until Gyrocopter does his damage. And that was a big call down. Tri-lane getting obliterated from Vino Veritas, especially with the TPing Nature's Prophet coming in. Very good rotation. Very effective way to make sure that your Chaos Knight lives through the team fight.
And at this point, after didn't try to swap the lanes around, so Nature's Prophet was on the top on his own, and the tri-lane would move back to the bottom, just to try and get a bit more farm.
Indeed. I mean, and even from the level disadvantages of this tri-lane, Luna's sitting at level 4. In fact, your entire tri-lane is sitting around level 4, whereas the opposing tri-lane, your Chaos Knight's level 5. Excuse me, the Chaos Knight's level 5, and the Wisp and Visage are level 4, mainly due to the kills. Each of them have been killed once, and right now, it looks like Gyrocopter's just going to sit up here, because he's level 8. He can just flat cannon out this Lina. Sven, it looks like, may try and rotate around with the Vengeful Spirit. Beastmaster's coming up. He does have Roar available, but there are four players from GOTEM City lurking in the jungle to see if they're going to find him. Oh, Smoke Gang coming out. They're going to get caught out very quickly. They're on the CK with the tether. However, here they go. Roar coming out on the Gyrocopter. Vengeful Fear coming out, and Magic Missile taking out the Gyrocopter. Visage is going down as well. Just very good rotation. 3 for nil. Gyrocopter buying back. Chaotic Offering is on cooldown. Eclipse is being used as Luna hit level 6. Gyrocopter buyback coming in, throwing out the call down. Chaos Knight trying to man up. Reality rifting onto the Luna. Luna may go down from the flat cannon. Yes, she does. But Gyrocopter's going to take another fall, and Chaos Knight's up in no man's land. Chaos Bolt going to deal some good damage on the Nature's Prophet, but in the end, he's going to take a fall from Fear, as well as the Wave of Terror, as well as the continued auto attacks. Very big team fight, and that definitely probably just evened out the game. Take a look at the gold graph. It just takes a huge 1,500 K dip. And on top of that, the EXP graph just about reaching 500 difference in favor of the Radiant. A very big team fight coming out by Vino Veritas.
And if you notice, the Gyrocopter bought back to come up to the top to try and help in that fight again. I think he went down twice, was it?
Yep, he went down twice. He traded 6 for 3, I believe. 6 for 2, maybe?
I lost count.
Very
I know
good.
I shouldn't admit that, but
it was a very good trade by Vino Veritas, coming out and taking the team fight. Luna actually got very lucky there, because when the Gyrocopter died, she hit level 6 and was able to pop her Eclipse. Huge things like that really helped them in that team fight. In addition to that, it's interesting to see how Vengeful Spirit is leveling. She has only put 1 point in the Magic Missile and has opted to level the Vengeance Aura, boosting the damage of Luna's Lunar Blessing, and really giving... I mean, Luna has nothing. In fact, they're going to go on the Luna right now. Chaos Bolt coming out. Roar as well. Luna's going to fall, but not before the Chaos Knight goes down as well, and Wisp is in no man's land. He may be able to get the tether up. It's got 1 second on cooldown. He's going to try and come out. No, Beastmaster's going to be able to take him out. But Beastmaster actually already almost has his mechanism. But going back to this Luna, when she's up and in the presence of Vengeful Spirit, she's hitting at 100 damage. With no items. She has boots. And almost tranquils.
And that's going to be massive later on in the game when both heroes are farmed, like I say. And she might even be able to hit 300 damage just off her auto attack.
Well, and that really goes with... Look at Beastmaster. He is maxing Inner Beast, which is your attack speed buff. So on top of her not only attacking harder, they're all attacking faster. I believe at max level it's 40 attack speed. So Luna the Aura strat's definitely going to come out very handy if this game goes late. And in addition to that, Sven can even turn it. It looks like Sven is playing. Sven is playing the 5 role in this game, so he's not going to be able to get up his Mask of Madness, Daedalus, BKB shenanigans, but he's still definitely going to be a factor with his cleaves. In our bottom lane, we have we have Gyrocopter forcing the Nature's Prophet out of the lane. He's going for a Shadow Blade. It looks like he has the Claymore up already, 400 away from the Shadow Amulet. And in the top lane, it looks like we're going to have a push coming on with the Treant Protector's Treants coming out. I believe he maxed that first, as he did. 4 points in trees. Right now, to counter this, though, Gyrocopter's going to continue pushing at that bottom tower. But they have to be careful. There's all 5 top from Vino Veritas. If GOTEM City aren't careful, that Roar's going to come out and pick off these supports. But now we have 4 coming in, Swap coming out. Magic Missile being used, and Chaotic Offering coming down, hitting 3, Call Down going out, Mech being popped, Vengeful Spirit is going to go down. In the meantime, Sven is being focused down by a couple supports. Shadow Word may be coming out, and it's going to get the kill on Beastmaster, taking out 3. Very good bait. Vengeful Spirit getting a little too aggressive, and Nature's Prophet's going to TP out using the trees for Fog of War. Nice TP up by the Nature's Prophet, and Luna is also going to get away.
Yeah, and as you can see, this Gyrocopter's just... He looks like, from his farm, he's just slotting into this 1 roll pretty easily. The Chaos Knight, okay, he's got a couple of kills, but all he's got at the moment is his Powered Treads and a Magic Stick.
Yeah, he's definitely hurting, and especially considering his farm. He's only got 25 last hits, that's 5th in the game. I mean, he hasn't been able to do a whole lot. And the key, and there's your Shadow Blade on the Gyrocopter. The key with Chaos Knight, though, is that he's generally... You pick a Chaos Knight and you understand that Chaos Knight needs to get in there as a melee hero, melee strength carry, and punch people. He needs to hit them with his cudgel. But as a result of that, he's in the fray. He's subject to the Storm Hammer as well as the Magic Missile from the Vino Veritas supports. And as a result of that, he will fall. And he is 1, 2, and 8 right now, showing that. Granted, Gyrocopter has been picking up the majority of the kills as well as Visage with his Soul Assumption, and right now in the mid lane we're going to see the mid tower go down. Treants doing very well, as well as the Auras coming out, just dealing tons of damage, coupled with Wave of Terror giving minus armor, and they're going to keep pushing. They can get away with this. Very easily could be a tier 2 tower going down for GOTEM City. They don't have the team fight to deal with this right now. They have to have the Chaotic Offering. Not a whole lot. They're just this is really all that Vino Veritas has to do to win in this game. Push them around, push whenever the Chaotic Offering is down. We're going to see Familiars coming out, but they may have just fed 200 gold. Are they going to stick around? They're not going to stick around for it. And, I mean, Chaotic Offering is down. We haven't seen anything. TP's coming out. Gyrocopter using the Rocket Barrage in addition to the Shadow Blade, and really just putting a hurting on this Nature's Prophet. Flat Cannon going to come down. Roar coming out. They're going to pick off at least the Visage, or the Wisp, excuse me. Mech is going to come out, and Gyrocopter may have to get out of here. Lucent Beam coming out from the Luna. Oh, and do they have any reveal? Oh, they sentryed, but he got him on the juke. Trying to run away. Okay, I saw the courier coming out, and I thought it was GOTEM City's courier. I was like, that is not a good place for your courier. Very good juke by the Gyrocopter. Ping's coming out. They see them based off of the Dire Side ward from Vino Veritas.
Guess what's happening to Dire's bottom?
And how massive is that? They rotate 4 heroes to try and take 1 kill, and he just gets away. And they need to be able to, especially he took a kill before he got away. The Wisp did go down, but he's only playing support, so it's not as big as if the Gyrocopter would have gone down as well.
Exactly. Let's take a brief look at our items right now. Yep, Warlock decided to go for that Hand of Midas build. He's going to turn into a farming machine. He's got 1,400 gold. He'll probably go as Aghanims first, get the he has the money for the point booster. Excuse me, I'm sorry for my tongue slip-ups. Conversely, on the other side, the Nature's Prophet has decided to pick up a Midas of his own. I want to say that's a late Midas, but I'm not sure on the approximate time of it, so he'll be going into more of a farming role, especially considering that the Beastmaster has already picked up the mechanism, and Beastmaster's actually building his own Aghanim Scepter. He started with a point booster. Sven, Comac on the Sven, going much more supporting, and oh boy, Stormhammer and Magic Missile coming out after the Nether Swap coming in. Roar coming out as well. That is and Eclipse as well. Dead Chaos Knight, dead Wisp. Not a whole lot they could do about it. Nature's Prophet is going to sprout in, TP in, excuse me, with Teleport. And it looks like Helldown's going to hit Chaotic Offering dropping as well. Luna's not going to be able to deal with the rocket barrage as well, and we have Beastmaster being harassed down by this Visage. Shadow Ward's not going to be enough. He's probably going to be able to get away on the back of his... Nope! Soul Assumption's not going to be allowed to do enough damage, not enough charges. Beastmaster TPing in the woods after bottling himself up. And we had a... What was that? 2-for-2 exchange? Did the Wisp buy back? I didn't see. No, Wisp just has a quick respawn due to being only level 7. Very aggressive plays coming out. They committed a lot to killing off that Chaos Knight. They did get him, fortunately, but they traded the Luna for him. Not exactly an optimal trade, and now they're going to lose their Tier 1 tower on the back of the Chaotic Offering. Canada represent. GOTEM City coming out with an 88% win rate. Rating 44-41 MMR in team matchmaking. That's very respectable. Rotating around. Gyrocopter has opted to go for the Helm of the Dominator, and you see he's already dominated the Troll Warlord. He's going to probably go send it to start stacking. And we have a smoke gate coming out? Yes, we do. I saw the pings. Then, go ahead. All you.
Oh yeah, this Chaos Knight just finished his armlet on the bottom as well, just getting some free farm. So that's going to be massive for the next team fight.
Uh-oh, big call down coming out. They're going to throw out the smoke, trying to find the Gyrocopter. He's nowhere to be found. That call down really slowed them down. In terms of running in to get that Wisp, they really wanted him. They had vision of him as well. But as a result of that, they know Chaotic Offering is down. Eclipse has 50 seconds to come up, and they're just going to push down this T2 tower. There's not a whole lot that GOTEM City can do about it. Again, considering that the big team fight ultis are down.
Top tower's in bad shape.
Yeah, and you can just see how massive it is when they group up for this team fight, especially with the auras going out. We're on the Nature's Prophet, on the Luna, on the Vengeful Spirit. There's not a lot they can do. You have to try and catch heroes out, but it looks like Vino Veritas, they're just going to be 5-man at the moment.
There's nothing... It doesn't make sense for them not to 5-man. They saved themselves... Oh, they're picking off familiars right now, but now that they know that Roshan's being taken, there was no vision. And there's a pink thing coming out from the Luna. Big familiar stun, stunning all 5 and Roshan. Just trying to stall them up, but they're not going to be able to get out here fast enough. Or are they? It's at about half health. And that's a big thing that GOTEM City is really struggling with. They have no wards on the map. Okay, and right now, Vino Veritas is bailing out of the Roshan pit. I think they could have taken it had they all stayed in there. But now they're going to see the vision coming out. Chaotic Offering has 4 seconds. Uh-oh, it's coming in. They've got the Chaos Knight coming in, and they find the Beastmaster. They're going on him. Reality Rift coming out. Oh, and Chaotic Offering coming out on the rest of Vino Veritas. Roar coming out on the Chaos Knight. He's got his armlet popped, though. Eclipse coming out from the Luna, who picked up the Aegis of the Immortal, taking out the Visage. Beastmaster fell, bought back. Sven is down. Nature's Prophet is down. But Luna's going to be able to get away and keep the Aegis of the Immortal. Coming out, she really still has no items, but she still hits like a tank. It looks like she's going for drums first, but Chaotic Offering coming out. They traded 4 and a buyback for 2. Good trade on the part of GOTEM City. Unfortunate that they were not able to pick off the Aegis of the Immortal.
And how big is this? You know, you say you carry, she's going for drums. Okay, she's got that Ring of Aquila up, she's got a Power Treads up, but her 20-minute item, she's hoping for drums, whereas you've got your Gyrocopter coming out. He's already got his Helm of the Dominator, he's already got his Shadow Blade, and yet this Luna's still ahead. Well, you know, she's still being effective in the team fights.
What's more important, though, is that the Gyrocopter is sitting on another 2,600 gold. It'll be 2,700 by the time he finishes this creep wave. He's a very, very fat hero at this point, and he's only going to get bigger. Whereas it really looks like the Luna is going to tap out, max out, I should say. She's going to get 8 more bonus damage from the Lunar Blessing, but the Vengeance Aura is going to max out. It's already at max level. Beastmaster has maxed out his Inner Beast and started putting points in Call of the Wild. So Agnes is up on the Warlock. She can't max out anymore. She needs to start getting the items. She needs to start getting the farm. And when you look at the gold graph, Radiant are still, even though they have 3 more towers down, all about to be 3 more towers down. Wait for it. 3 more towers down, and Luna gets a tower kill. Oh, Reality Rift coming out, coupled with a swap, but Chaos Bolt is still going to hit on the Luna. Stormhammer coming out. Vengeful Spirit might be taking the fall from the familiars. Gyrocopter coming in from the back. He's going to go down after he gets the call down. Oh, they're going to get the Venge. Wisp is running for his life. Vengeful Spirit's going to get out as a result of this. The illusion's coming out from Chaos Knight. He's going to fall after taking out the Aegis of the Immortal. Nature's Prophet's going to die, buyback. probably TP in. He does TP in. He's going for the Warlock. Even with the Ags, Warlock, it just wasn't enough. And I think actually Chaotic Offering was cooldown, so he hasn't even been able to do really anything. And this is what we were talking about. Even though they have a gold advantage, even though they have an EXP advantage, GOTEM City does not have the team fight to deal with Vino Veritas. And they're gonna take
yeah, there's only one option.
Rapiers. There's only one option, and it's Divine Rapiers. Yeah, or stacking. Yeah, that is actually a very good point. On Sven as well. Sven deals 90 damage. He pops God Strength. That's 180 damage. Coupled with all of the auras. Granted, he is melee, so he only gets the Inner Beast as well as Vengeance Aura. It's a lot. And GOTEM City are now finding themselves in quite a big hole, even though their Gyrocopter is as farmed as he is. And as you can see, if you look at the gold earn graph, it just started plummeting. And that's a combination of all the towers going down and taking that big team fight. It's now about 3,500 in the Vino Veritas favor. And what do we do other than rapiers? Of course. What do you do if you're GOTEM? We have a smoke gate coming out as well. I'm gonna follow them.
Well, I mean, the Demon Edge is already out on the Gyrocopter, so fingers crossed. You know, rapier. But no, they just have to build these damage items. They need the Gyrocopter to be big enough, you know, to do as much damage as you can, especially with this flat cannon. And maybe the Chaos Knight into a tanky more, you know, because like you say, he does have to be in the midst of the fight, so he needs to be building more health. Obviously with the strength, he'll be getting the damage anyway, but he needs to be tankier. He needs to be able to stand up to this 5-man engagement.
Yeah, and that's another thing. BKB, I believe, would be a very good pickup on GOTEM City's side. None of them have even started building the prospects of a BKB. With the Wave of Terror, Magic Missile, Nature's Wrath, Eclipse, Roar. Well, Roar penetrates BKB, but it doesn't deal damage. They may really want to consider building some BKBs, especially on this Chaos Knight. It now looks like he's going for drums himself. Has the bracer picked up in his inventory. But I mean, after all these team fights have been going on, you can really look at the supports. Vengeful Spirit has her boots up, Sven has his treads up, he also has a Vlad's synergizing more lifesteal onto this team of Vino Veritas. And we have the Phantasm coming out from Chaos Knight. They're trying to take out this tier 2 tower. Spirits being used as zoning tools to try and keep out Vino Veritas. Very good zoning. Going back to the items, compare that to the Wisp and the Visage, no mech, an Urn on the IO, which makes sense, but only tier 1 booties. You can really see the gold advantage coming out from Vino Veritas, and the supports are really making it shown in the team fights. Oh, we have a swap coming out. Oh, you couldn't cast the Roar, and as a result, we're going to see tethered up Gyrocopter, Chaotic Offering throwing down, Wisp going out on the Gyro after he's revealed. Sven manning up, Spirits to the face, not going to be able to do anything about it. Vengeful Spirit buying back. The first Chaotic Offering is going to go down, and the second Chaotic Offering is going to go down. Big interrupt coming out from the Chaotic Offering. Vino Veritas has had superior initiation, and as a result of that, GOTEM City has been faltering. But right there, Chaotic Offering coming out, really putting a stop to Vino Veritas, trying to work their way in with the team fight. Very good awareness of the Gyrocopter using the Shadow Blade at a very timely fashion, preventing the Beastmaster from just really initiating on him. What at this point, we're hypothesizing about rapiers, all right? They're 2,600, 2,700 gold back up on the Gyrocopter. How do Vino Veritas, chewing on an ice cube, I'm sorry. How do Vino Veritas secure this win?
Just what they've been doing, you know, keep pushing, keep forcing the team fights out, hopefully looking to get the better of the engagement. And you can just see as they're pushing in on this tower now, GOTEM don't want to come out of the base.
I mean, it makes sense. And right now we have the Gyrocopter picking up a Monkey King bar, just really increasing his damage, giving him more sustain considering the amount of damage that comes out from the Dominator and his lifesteal from it. But right now, they know that Chaotic Offering is on cooldown. It's on for at least another 70 seconds. Spirits are going to be able to take out the majority of these treants. Familiar's going out of ass, but that's 200 gold that they just fed out to Vino Veritas. At this point, all they really have to do is wait for the creep wave. They have the mech. Mech is up. They can push in. Aghanim Scepter is finished on the Beastmaster, so he has long-range initiation with his roar, Primal Roar. And then, here we go. Sven using his War Cry, giving bonus armor. They're just trying to push in. Oh, and we got Luna getting initiated on, as well as the Gyrocopter. He's dead. Gyrocopter's going to pop her Magic Missile, as well as Primal Roar, just locking him in place. Luna is going to go down from the Chaos Knight, and Chaos Knight manning up. Pro Armlet Toggles coming out, just able to really do whatever he wants and have his way. Are they going to get the Tether? Something they're going to get the Tether. Oh, Tether's going to cancel, and Beastmaster's going to get out. That Armlet Toggle was huge in that fight. Really keeping GOTEM City alive in the team fight, and there you go. I mean, even though the Gyrocopter was focused down as a result of Swap Magic Missile and Primal Roar, Chaos Knight, Kore on the Chaos Knight, really able to come out and show, hey, dude, I'm Chaos Knight. What? You can't forget about me, bro. I've got an armlet. Like, I'm just gonna keep regenerating my health unless you focus me down.
And I'd like to point out as well the upheaval from orbit, just on the edge of the steps there, where there were 2 dire heroes out of range, but there were 3 in there, so those 2 could run away, fine, they'd get away, but the 3 inside, they were left on their own, they were trapped. That's why the Luna got picked off, and that's why the Sven got picked off as well, because you couldn't just run through that and get away.
Yeah, very good play by Orbit. Upheaval, a severely underrated skill. Most Warlocks don't put a point in it until late game. Very late game. An example now, after you have maxed out your Shadow Word and Fatal Bonds. But right there, you can see how it really comes in handy. What are you doing? Okay, he finally summons the his treants to try and take out this ancient camp. He did opt for the Shadow Blade, giving him the split pushing availability, as well as the Medallion of Courage, which I actually really like. I think Medallion of Courage is a very underrated item, and definitely gives your team some much needed bonus damage as a result of it. In addition, Luna has the BKB and Ogre Club BKB recipe, and the Ogre Club picked up. She's just gonna finish farming up her Mithril Axe. She'll have a BKB finish. And Vengeful Spirit actually has a hood with Defiance, probably going for the Pipe of Insight, which will come in very handy with GOTEM City in terms of the call down damage that's dealt from the Chaotic Offering, as well as Wisp Spirits and Soul Assumption of Visage. Very good pickup. Also gives Vengeful Spirit some much needed tank ability on top of, granted she did get the bonus strength and bonus health as a result of that, but the pipe really can come in, give you more added regen, just giving you a little bit more, force them to focus you a little bit harder. And we have a Smoke Gate coming out from Vino Veritas. They're running right down the middle lane, looking for, I don't even know what they're looking for. I'm actually kind of confused as to why they just decided to run down the middle lane. Wow, that's some very impressive. 62 times, 58% win rate on the Luna. And they found the Warlock, and they have found the Visage, and they're going to come in with the smoke. Eclipse being popped, Stormhammer going to hit the Visage, he's going to pop. And on top of that, Warlock is going to get focused down. He's going to, oh, he tried to cast his Invis rune, but the fade time of invisibility is about 1.5, 2 seconds. Just not enough time, or too long, before he can get away. And actually, he would have been able to get away. I do not see any reveal out on Vino Veritas. Very good game coming out, and Roshan's up. And they're going to get a free Roshan for the Luna.
And this stat stacking that the team are doing, not just on the dire side now, not just what Vino Veritas are doing, but like you say, the Wave of Terror coming out, as well as the Medallion and the War Cry, just that bonus negative armor that comes out for both teams, it's been extremely effective in stopping the damage coming out onto the dire while doing extra damage onto GOTEM City.
Yeah, and you could see just an example. Oh, Nature's Prophet taking out some more familiars. You could see that as fast as Roshan went down. I mean, he popped. What else are you going to do about that? Wow, I really like that play by Quipe. He threw a Sprout up on the high ground so he could use his Midas as soon as it came off of cooldown on the Mud Golems. Nobody likes Mud Golems, so I am 100% okay with it. And yeah, no, team fight of Vino Veritas. You see this aura strat coming out. You don't see it very often anymore, but it is, as you can see from this game, it is still very, very viable and still very, very scary. The only other aura-oriented strat that I have seen revolves around negative armor. You would see a Slardar Vengeful Spirit and Shadow Friend come out. Just the minus armor deals something very similar to this in that, I mean, they just take a bunch of bonus damage. In this case, you're dealing a bunch of bonus damage, and there's your BKB pickup on the Luna. Definitely going to hurt Gotham City in this next team fight, considering that they're going to have a lot of trouble locking her down, making sure that she doesn't get her Eclipse off. And that's another thing that Gotham City are very much in lacking. You see Luna with a BKB, well, how do they shut her down? What do they have to shut her down? Reality Rift. Does Reality Rift go through BKB?
I think it does.
The actual pull does, but the damage does not. That would make sense. I'm not 100% sure on that. We'll get an answer for you on that during our next game. But there's no Bane, for example. Beastmaster is on Vino Veritas. They don't have a black hole. They don't have reverse polarity. He got banned out. And as a result, Gotham City really don't have a counter. And as you can see, this is how you play with your Aegis. You man up. Oh, Reality Rift coming out on Treants. But Luna runs up high ground. She doesn't care. She's, alright, there's a creep wave here. I'll just attack it down. I don't care. I deal 200 damage per auto attack. And they're going to fall back a little bit as they wait for trees and the next creep wave to come up. But Luna doesn't care. She can go up there, force them to pop her spells on her. She can wait, take all of the spells, Aegis, and then BKB after she respawns, being able to deal maximum damage to Gotham City's team. Oh.
And I think that's clever, saving the BKB for when the Aegis actually pops. You know, you don't want to be popping the BKB, going down, and then having nothing to escape with.
Oh, and here we go. We're going to have the real... Oh, she actually is going to use the BKB initially. I really don't like that, but the Tier 3 tower is going to go down. Call down coming out. As a result, they're going to focus down the Sven. Roar's going to come out on the Chaos Knight. He's going to fall, not able to toggle his armlet. But right now, we have Vino Veritas in full retreat coming out. Battery Assault Rocket Barrage, taking out the Beastmaster as well as the Vengeful Spirit. And Luna is forced to run away with her tail tucked between her legs. Big teamfight counter. Uh-oh, we have a relocate coming out. They're going to find the Luna. Just moving. Gyrocopter going the other way. We have Chaotic Offering Golems chasing after her. Urn of Shadows coming out on the Luna. Trying to chase. We have Shadowblade coming out. They're going to find her. She can't TP up because she doesn't have a TP. No tangles to eat through the trees. And Luna's going to take a fall. Again, going off of what we said, Luna popped her BKB and her Eclipse, both of which she died, so the effects were cancelled as the Aegis respawned her. Not a big fan of that. I really don't like that play. I mean, that was a 10-second BKB, of which she lost around 5 or 6 seconds, and she lost 4 or 5 Lucent Beam pulses from the Eclipse. Really big coming out in that team fight. Granted, there was a little bit of a creep wave sticking around for that team fight, but I mean, it hurts. Whenever your Lucent Beams are dealing, what, 300 damage? 300 damage per Lucent Beam, and you miss 4 of them? It's 1,200 damage. That's nothing to scoff at.
And again, the position on the fight, once Luna went down on that high ground, Gotham City pushed out. They didn't allow Vino Veritas to come in and back up the Luna. They pushed out, took down as many heroes as they could, and then just went back to harass that Luna that had to run through Gotham City to get out and try and escape.
Well, if you look at the gold graph, it spikes again as a result of these team fights, and it's leveled out. It's sitting at about 500 gold now. I love games like this. It's very close. One team fight can mean the game. When we look at the XP graph, oh boy, Gotham City have really gotten out of control. 15,000 experience lead. And Gyrocopter sitting on another 1,500 gold. He has a Shadowblade MKB. He just finished his BKB, so now he's even more volatile in the team fight, being able to stand up through the Eclipse. Nature's Prophet was sitting on 3,900 gold, and he opted to just one buy a Desolator. I'm actually kind of surprised he did that. Nobody is saving for buybacks. Gyrocopter has the buyback, Beastmaster has the buyback. We have no idea what the Beastmaster is building currently, and Sven is the only other one with a buyback. It looks like Sven is going BKB. He has the Mithril Hammer in his inventory, just picked it up in his stash, excuse me. Uh-oh. And they know the Sven's here. Oh, it's Nature's Prophet on this team. Just kidding. My bad.
And again, I think that Desolator is a good choice, but because it reduces the armor even further, so the damage that's going to be coming out, it's even higher. And they're just going for this negative armor on the enemy team, buffing their own armor, and it's going to be quite deadly. If they catch a hero on their own, which I'm not saying they will, because this is now 5-man territory, you know, you don't stop here. But even just to focus down one hero, if they do it, it's going to be deadly. The amount of damage they're just going to be able to put on him. Like we saw in Roshan, they're just going to pop if they get focused down.
Well, something scary to point out right now is that, I mean, yeah, these guys are... The GOTEM City team is getting pretty farmed. The Chief Dota now has his mech. Gyrocopter is sitting on another 2,000 gold. We got mass TPs, mass Exodus going into the middle lane. And the Wisp has a Ghost Scepter as well. I mean, these supports are getting their farm up. They're finally getting the teamfight items that they desperately need. And, dare I say it, but it looks like this game is going to turn into kind of a turtle fest. If Kore is able to pick up the BKB on the Chaos Knight, I don't know if Veritas at that point can win, just because of the raw amount of damage. Chaos Knight has Phantasm. There's going to be 5 Chaos Knights coming out, all with Armlet on, all dealing 300% critical damage? I mean, that's a lot of damage. Coupling with the fact that Gyrocopter is hitting everybody in the team fight, and you're going to have 4 Warlock Golems running around very soon. He has the Oblivion Staff. He had the recipe. Here it is. Refresher Orb. Done on Warlock. So, Vino Veritas has a very good strat in their armor, but they need to be very careful because their time frame is quickly disappearing in how they can win this game.
And I think this is it now. For Vino Veritas should just stay on the high ground, try and defend this, and just let the Nature's Prophet go in. You know, do what he does best and try and split push the lanes.
Alright, now we have teams prepping. There's going to be probably going to be a team fight. We see the Fortify coming out. Nature's Wrath bouncing through the entire team of GOTEM City, dealing decent damage. Lucent Beam's coming out to try and harass down some of these Chaos Knight fans. Excuse me. But now they're just going to focus the racks. And big, wait for it, Refresher coming out, and the second Golem melts Sven before he can do anything, melts Beastmaster before he can do anything. Luna's got Eclipse going, her BKB's popped, but it's not enough. There's too much, and that, exactly as I just mentioned, the Roar coming out, not going to do anything to this Gyrocopter, but that's it. I mean, you have 4 Golems now, and at this point, all that they have to do is throne. They just go for the throne. Conversely, we have Nature's Prophet pushing in.
Ain't around no more.
He pushed in. There's 1 tier 4 tower missing, but and I honestly dislike this. I feel that Vino Veritas should keep pushing. They still have 4 golems up. If you send one person back, you send the Visage back maybe to defend, I think they would have been fine. I don't know. It's gonna get tense. It's gonna get tense real quick. And right, I actually really like this. You see all 4 golems farming up the Ancients. The Dire Side Ancients. Very good use, very good micro of the Ancients. But yeah, what do you think? I mean, that team fight was huge. It was very showing. Unfortunately, now Warlock can't do anything for another 100 seconds. So if Vino Veritas are going to capitalize, they need to do so quickly. We got 1 minute on the Roshan spawn. What do you do for both teams?
At this point, I think Vino Veritas needs to push in. They know that the golems are down. That's a big team fight move there. So if they know they're down, they can push in without this stun. But I think they need to maybe take 2 or 3 heroes down and then go and take the Roshan. You know, not try and take an entire team fight. Just get the advantage, go out, take the Roshan, and then try and pick off the rest and come in, push into this base.
We're going to see team fight here. Roar's going to come out. They're going to burn down this Gyrocopter before he can do anything. And you know what? That Warlock's going to buy back, but he doesn't have Chaotic Offering. He doesn't have it for another 50 seconds. And Visage is going to go down as well, and Visage doesn't have a buyback. Gyrocopter just spent all of his money on the Satanic, and now that's probably the game. Oh no! What an anticlimactic end! Oh goodness gracious! We've got the Chaos Knight is manning up. He's going to take out the Beastmaster, but Sven is going to turn on him, take out the Chaos Knight, and that's your game. Wow! Did you see that coming?
Yeah, I see everything coming. I'm Time Lord.
Get the hell out of here. Wow. That was an impressive game. I'm pretty shocked right now. As I'm trying to think of words to say. Well, that was game one between GOTEM City and Vino Veritas. Vino Veritas coming in, getting a huge smoke pickoff on the gyrocopter, able to pull the game out as a result of him purchasing his Satanic, not having buyback ready. Very good play. Aurastrat coming in huge. This is Penguin. Joining me was Rob, and we hope you tune in for game two.